More German forces, tons of armor up north. Holy God. They're seriously moving in everything in a big effort to push the Allies off the VP and keep them off. Even though the Axis currently have it, the Allies are just prepping for a counter. Bringing in AT guns, you got the KV on standby. Middle is going to the Axis, so they're getting 45 to 57 fuel per turn. Hot dang, that is kind of horrifying in my opinion. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 bringing you another CH2 replay. This is a 4v4 on steps. Super excited for this one. We got ourselves 3 Wehrmacht and 1 OKW versus 4 Soviet with Glester, SWAT. What does the Panzer Werfer, I'm assuming? Ollie, Sigma Bits, Mr. Fish, Nub, and US Sucks. Oh god. Or USS and then just add an R. Sucks. There you go. There you go. That's my headcanon. But in any case, if you want to submit your replays, submit to greyshotproductions@gmail.com or join my Discord. If you're a Twitch sub, Patreon supporter, you can put into a special link or I guess channel as well. So there you go. Let me double check everyone's playtime real quick to see how long they've actually put into this game. So some low guys, some high guys, but looks like the Axis are some guys that have played quite a bit. So we'll see how this goes. But yes, me replays. Recent patch came out, so I lost all my previous ones. So now's the time if you want to showcase a replay, because I really have slim pickings. I'm going to be honest. But anyway, let's get to this game. Steps, again, usually it's battle for the center or southern fuel. And right now, let's see, we got the Soviets coming in with lots of conscripts, while the Germans, aka the OKW, coming in with Volksquads, a Sturm, and a Kubel with Nub coming in with, looks like, MGs and Pioneers. I guess just trying to cap as much territory as possible and have some stuff on the front. Middle looks like the Allies are going to get that. MGs being overwhelmed by the Engineer Squad. I guess they'll try and get close. Luckily, Pioneers will come in, but the Engineers did get a nice kill on the MG, so that's one model that you don't have to deal with. We got some Pioneers right there with an MG, so a lot of MG spamming for the Germans right now. Engineer and Penals in the north by Ollie, and yeah, good job there. And before this gets going, just a reminder: right now there's a thing going on, multiple countries. I know I reach not only the U.S. but everywhere. So make sure, if you guys can, make sure you support friends, family, pretty much anyone that's in need. If you can donate to a charity or something like that, it would definitely help. I donated one last week, and again, if I can, I'll try to continue to do that every single week going forward, at least to help others. So if you can, make sure you do so, because my family's been affected by this in very weird ways, but at least not too negative ways. Hopefully you have not been negatively impacted, and hopefully things return to normal soon, but time will tell. Anyway, MG setup, nice job getting the flanking units. So SWAT's gonna have issues. Shock rifle, man, who would have guessed that? Mr. Fish went Jaeger armor, so long range anti-tank destroyer. We got support with the support doctrine. Germans pushing on in, they control the island, and now there's a lot of conscripts. The conscripts should beat him, but this one squad's very low. We got Nub fortified armor, so that's 2 elephants, and U6 going artillery with pack and defenses. So he could definitely fortify. He's in the south as well, which is perfect for the island to fortify and make that literally hell for the attackers. Conscripts having issues due to the MGs coming up to suppress them. Most likely SWAT will have to pull his men back. So far, no other doctrines for the Soviets, but the Germans are pretty much ready and set for this long-term battle. But in the north, looks like the Allies might have won up the Germans. Nice flank with the Penals, gonna satchel that, I assume. If they can get a nice satchel in there, that would be incredible. Or maybe they'll just weaken them over time. Surprised the satchel's not being thrown. Probably would help save the men. Oh, okay, he's getting out now. MG is being overwhelmed and pulling back. Remember, there's that door right there, so you can always throw it on the door to kill it as well. Also, Jesus, Sigma is going heavy on the MG spam. We have 4 MGs from a single player. Mr. Fish, you're going MG spam as well, right? Okay, you only went 2. And then Nub went only 2 MGs, but he's building himself some caches and a fuck ton of bunkers. So we got cache, we got another bunker over here. Most likely that one's going to be a medical. MGs right there. So yeah, that's what he's putting his manpower into. But in the north, Ollie's pretty much fine. Also, mechanized support. Not guard mortar, Jesus Christ. But yeah, penal sniper. Looks like he got some good heavier infantry to take on the Germans with. The only question I have with this is if the enemy deploys a light vehicle. But right now, even though the Axis are getting a decent amount of fuel, they're still not getting as much as they could. Oh man, looks like they lost to Jakub in mid. Unfortunate. Conscripts pushing in on the Pioneers. Pioneers actually going in, but Conscripts should win that battle, I assume, especially if they gain cover. Yeah, they should win that. Pioneers a little bit weaker, but he's pulling on back. That might cost him because he's going in negative cover. But he's keeping his range now, so they should be able to do enough damage. But we'll see. He's in negative cover, so Pioneers might have an upset. A lot of cash is going down. Oh my god, I can feel people yelling in the background, being like, "Greyshot, there's too many caches." Nice rifle grenade. And to be fair, yeah, the problem with building caches early on, even though it does have like a multiplier effect of helping you going forward, is the fact that you just don't have an army. But it looks like these guys are going so much MG spam, they don't really care as long as they hold the enemy back. Now, if these penals can get a nice satchel on that, that would literally throw Mr. Fish's work out the window. Nice steal, by the way, on the MG. So that's one of the Sigma's MG stolen. So that's a positive for a Soviet that doesn't have support weapons. Down south, we have a conscript doing a nice flank on the MG. There's no MG down here as far as I can see. There is an MG guarding this point, plus another MG, so... Oh, never mind. This is an MG. I thought it'd be a medical. And then we have fortification flak going right here to kind of prevent the enemy moving this way. And, of course, shoot down planes, well, with a, marginal chance of success. What is that MG doing? It took its sweet time. Penals might be able to kill it if they focus. It's going to be close, but the MG might make it. Hold on, there's Penals right there. He was probably not expecting that. Gets the kill. Ollie might be able to grab a second MG. He will grab it. That is 2 MG42s for Ollie. Hot damn, someone is having a good day. Who needs support weapon, Campania, when you literally can steal the enemy MGs? It's a great day to be a Soviet. Speaking of which, we have not 1, but 2 snipers on the field. Not many kills per, but still, that's a nice positive. Germans, though, fighting over the fuel, so this will limit the Allies in terms of their overall fuel capacity. A nice Panzer II coming in. AT grenades have not been upgraded for SWAT, so he doesn't have a counter to this. His AT gun is being deployed now, but because of the fuel intake by the Germans, at the very least, they have the armor advantage. Now, the Panzer II might get the kill on the conscripts right now. It's going to be very close to get both squads, but at the very least, he can probably get one. Now, Penal's giving chase. Might be able to kill this Stern Pioneer squad. It's running for it. Under fire. Couple shots firing. And it made it. Holy shit. That is a very lucky squad. MG setting on up. Not a bad idea. We have Pioneers getting close. With the MG suppressing them, that Penal squad's probably going to die. Also, we have some guard troops now on the field in mid. Panzer II going to retreat, most likely with these guys getting DPs, which is a positive because, remember, they have the north for right now. Now, they're moving in to take it with the artillery officer, but at the very least, they kept it away from the Germans. Germans also going heavy on the Panzer Grenadiers. I'm actually curious why he upgraded them, because the Allies, even at 8 minutes, probably... Yeah, let me double check. So, 85... If they save, they might have deployed armor now, but that's still a risk. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have done that while Satchel going off. The question is, can Pathfinding allow it to move? Not fast enough. He is hit by the Satchel, which could easily have gone out of there if reacted a little faster. But now at least the main weapon, or sorry, the main engine has been crippled, which might allow these guard troops to do some serious damage to it. And especially if you can get in the cover, possibly weaken it down over time. Troops in mid being pushed back because, of course, MG and better Penals are going to beat back Panzer Grenadiers, especially when they don't have a bonus. This has been buttoned, as we can see right here. Guard troops still putting on pressure. Gets the Panzer II kill. Great job, though. Grenadiers moving on in with upgrades. Again, good for them. Not nearly as much munitions in the bank as the Soviets, but still not bad. What does the Panzerwerfer do, which is hilarious because he's a Soviet, going guard rifle. So, again, nice mixture, a nice... I would say overall combination of generally good to very good units, but I would say not a great single thing. Soviet shock army, great infantry, good heavy artillery, but like I said, I feel like the PPSHs and shock troops kind of conflict with each other a little bit. But still not bad doctrine at all. Very good anti-infantry and anti-fortification, which might come in handy if this guy fortifies the south. Now, it looks like we have Gister trying to push in from the south. He does have conscripts and PPSHs equipped, again, so that's good. But the amount of MGs this guy is currently facing is the biggest issue. Now, luckily, he has a mortar. It looks like we have a second one that's on standby. That will help remove the MGs and kind of help him break through. But still, it's going to be a pain in the ass to kind of break this southern point because the amount of MGs. Like, literally, the Germans are just spamming bullets downrange as much as possibly, as much as they can possibly shoot in order to kind of hold this position. Now, luckily, the Soviets in the north are having much, much greater luck. Oh my god, Ollie, I don't know why you're not satcheling that, but you really need to satchel that. Unless you're making it a trap or something? But yeah, killing that with a satchel would probably have been very beneficial. MG moving on in. They have an MG in here. Panzer Grenadiers moving on in with the MG there. That will probably be a no-go for that. Grenade being thrown, but the guards easily just back up. Guards have yet to throw grenade. They spread out though. Good. They might. Oh wait, he's walking into it. Not too much damage overall. They're gonna try to fire, but I feel like they won't be able to do enough to kill it. And right now, the penal should do pretty well in that cover. MG though is. Oh wait, sorry. Artillery officer moving on in. Penal's still holding. And yeah, they beat back the Panzer Grenadiers. Again, the penals just have a higher damage rate against infantry than these Panzer Grenadiers do. Without the upgrade, sure, they'll win, but with the upgrade, no way. Sniper getting some good shots on the MG. So again, nice pick with the sniper to help wear down the 4-man squads because it's taken 25% of that squad until it finally gets KIA. Also, good job by the Soviets realizing these caches and trying to kill them. I do think Ollie, if he would have got the north, would have been great, but at the very least, they are realizing the enemy is pumping out caches. We're seeing 47 fuel per turn for the Axis, and we already have a Panther out before 12 minutes in this game, which is weird because I casted a very similar replay that had a Panther mass deployment out early, but it looks like the OKW is sticking with lighter fare. We have 2 defensive positions, which is hilarious because I don't know, maybe this could have fired on this, or at least maybe directed fire on the outskirts. That might have helped. Flak is going to, in an MG bunkers right there, maybe a flank this way, but most likely they're going to have some issues against this in general. Especially if they try to bum rush this, the Flak could stop them from throwing the satchel. Flak, once again, out of range. Panzer II could move in, although they're about to walk into the MG, so SWAT's going to have some issues. Although, Panther is now rolling on in, so that's another issue for them to deal with. SWAT, though, does have... No, he does not have AT grenades, so I don't know what he's doing. The AT guns are hidden in mid, where the south is going to have some issues. Luckily, it looks like this gentleman does have AT grenades, which thrown at the Panther will cause some issues. MG42 upgrade is wearing down the infantry slowly but surely. I don't know if there are mines here. I don't see any, which is going to suck, because the Panther is going to give chase. And if they would have placed mines, especially because they have a ton of munitions, that would have really, really helped. Panzer II going sniper hunting. Look, the sniper is hidden. Panzer II having some issues, though, by the amount of infantry plus the guard troops coming on in. Good use of the AT guns, kind of maneuvering, try to kill it. We have units on the retreat, units moving on in. Still, they're holding the north pretty well. MG falling back after the flame half-track comes in. There is a mine right there, you can see. He's about to hit it. So that will delay his advance. Actually, if he kept going, would have hit a second one. So really good mine placements there. He on all he still has 270 more munitions left. So it's not like he's losing resources or something like that. Again, allies holding mid, so that will keep him a fuel. And right now, the biggest issue right now is overall German resources is still beating them. Munition-wise, they're beating him by 3. Judging just by the amount of caches and resources they have. On the flip side, fuel-wise, they're doubling the allies right now in fuel income. So, yeah, the allies will need to do something different in order to counteract that, whether building caches or trying to maneuver, maybe try to cut off some of these caches or move in to cut off some of these points. Rifle grenade doesn't really do much, push the infantry back. Panther just, I'm assuming, just firing long shots to either destroy the cover or hit the infantry on retreat. Got 1 kill, I believe. Maybe 1 or 2 on the retreating infantry. But overall, getting some nice shots with Panzer Grenadiers. Luckily, AT line by SWAT is helping push that back. Plus, the button is going to make it a slow retreat. Mr. Fish, by the way, not having a huge army. Sigma as well. He has a bunch of trucks down, which is going to help get additional resources for him. As we can see here, that's really helping him out. As why there's like such a huge gap. Without that, the Wehrmacht is lower on munitions, and fuel-wise still doing pretty damn well though. So Panther just opening fire point blank. AT gun having an issue, just again, it's one and it was already weakened from the other attack. Luckily conscripts pouring on him, but they need those AT grenades, which again, right here, he is getting them though, so at least he realized that. We have a push with guards, but I don't think it really, like, I think it was trying to kill the unit, but he didn't gain that much ground. Hold on, something blew up. I don't know what it was. Pioneers fell back. Oh, there's a recon overhead, most likely by the Jaeger armor that's providing a recon ability, which is smart. Again, identify where the Soviets are strong or what they have. Soviets, by the way, getting an Su-85. We have already another Su-85, and I'm assuming these guys can pick whatever they want. They just haven't chosen anything yet. Su-85 is a good choice because we've already seen the Germans rush armor, so if you can get a tank destroyer, that's a good counter to it. I know he has this guns, but still, it would be safe than, or rather, sorry, because at the very least, we know, maybe the enemy doesn't know because they don't recon, but the Allies at least know that they've had a decent amount of resources for a decent time. Plus, they can see that this area, there's supply down. So, in all honesty, they don't know this guy, well, hold on. Let me make sure before I say anything. No, well, okay, never mind. The OKW went with a flak, so they would know. But if he didn't put flak down, this could be a situation where they don't know that, like, he could have gone like elite armored, but at least in this situation they do know that this guy didn't do that, and he went fortification or Fallschirmjäger based on this position. But if he built a bunker, that would also reveal, yep, he built bunkers, so that would reveal he went fortifications to the enemy. So the German, the Allies should know that Usucks went that. That means that leaves the Wehrmacht player, and well, there's only so many doctrines with cargo trucks. There's only so many. And by that, I mean one. But point of the matter is, they should realize what this guy went, so from power deduction. So always keep an eye out, be like, okay, what did the enemy have? This is the clues, this is the hints. Alright, this is what I could possibly see. Because, again, if you know what the enemy is going with doctrine, you can prepare for it. Such as if you see the enemy with Panzerfusiliers, you know Jagdtiger is a possibility. And, or, hold on, something's coming on in. Essentially, you know what you could be versing. Oh, strafing support coming on in, suppressing the infantry. Sniper's still there, though, putting some nice shots in. Half-track coming on in. Grenade pushed back the guards. These troops are not moving. Sniper's still doing a decent amount of work. Su-85 coming back in as the Panzer Grenadiers are pretty much... there's no possible way they're pushing on in. Half-track making a run for it, getting around the MG. But nice shot by the other Su-85. Knocks it out before it's able to really do any damage after you're trying to get through those, get through that area. Now we do have an artillery piece being made in the back. Interesting. What does Panzerwürfer say is building that? A little close to the front, but if it can be used effectively, that's great. Now we have 4 Panthers in mid. That Su-85 is going to have a lot of issues right now. Jesus Christ. But a great satchel to an enemy not paying attention, plus a guarded, a button unit. Su-85 gets another great shot, but unfortunately does die. We have some type of strike coming on in, which I'm assuming... oh, it's fire. Never mind. I thought it was going to be an IL-2. Great Stuka knocks out the support equipment for the Allies. So the Soviets are in for a rough day as they lose a lot of men. I do mean a lot of men from that Stuka barrage. So, if the Axis can... oh, by the way, yeah, 27 kills, by the way, already with that Stuka. Hot damn. It is doing work. With Soviet strike coming on in with the Sturmvik. High explosive round, which makes the artillery piece target the Panthers. Not a bad idea. At least they kept it back and forced them to retreat. Even if it was, they could always go around. At the very least, middle is under constant bombardment, which is also keeping the infantry back from capping it. So, not a bad play there. Got a little bit lucky, but still, good play. Mines need to be placed down in the south, in my opinion, in order to stop a possible flank. Right now, lots of blitz trucks are being set down because essentially, if we look, it's not really a population issue. Like, it costs 200, but there's not like it's not being that big of a deal in terms of overall population for Sigma. To have these down and get those resources. So he's just pumping them out because they're only 200. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll keep sending them out. They're overall, I mean, they're 200 manpower, but they're not that expensive in the grand scheme of things, especially long term. Panzer IV is now being made, and plus, he could see it as a bonus as the munitions and fuel he's gaining is just going to overwhelm the, well, Soviets. But we'll see if that actually works. So far, his infantry has not really gained much ground and mostly fell back. MG guarding that point, so even if they grab the munitions, which would be a plus for the Germans, and actually would throw them in the lead in terms of overall resources. Will they do that? I'm unsure. Remember, the Allies are the ones that have the weak or like newer players. The Axis have pretty much a good set of players that should have played this game a while. Almost watched the Penals kill himself, but still, I'm still gonna, you know, still gonna say they got a chance, even if they have less play time. Because again, that rank system doesn't matter. You got literally someone that literally just joined back after being Prestige 3 for 3 years, and then completely sucked. Nice ref grenade, by the way, and with the double Panthers, they are able to push the infantry back. Stuka coming on in, another good swipe. Maybe not as amazing as that first one, but still, we're currently seeing the Stuka get up to... Oh, wait, no, it didn't actually get that much. Well, it's at 33 kills. They got something. Penal's still trying to hold mid. Needs a little bit of AT. Luckily, guard troops are coming on in. And you have the Su-85 up north. But the double Panther, though, is going to overwhelm it if they don't bring something to the table. Guards troops, penal troops need to redeploy to kind of help out the Su-85, which is not moving. So Su-85 quickly dies. Infantry moving on in, but it's too little too late. We got 3 Panthers, 6 Panthers. We got 7 Panthers. I feel like deja vu. And nice satchel, though. We'll at least keep one of them back. But yeah, that's a hell of a lot of Panthers you have to deal with. Up north, not... is there any mines or anything to delay the enemy? I'm not seeing anything. Sniper didn't make it out of north alive. There's another Su-85 in development. We have no Su-85s. We have 2 T-34s. That's going to be a hard sell because the reason I see this is a Panther has better armor and damage compared to a T-34. And your objective is to what exactly? Overwhelm it? You better hope Ollie gives you a marked target, and you better hope you're fighting one Panther. If you fight Panther Force over here, which... By the way, yeah, there's a fuck ton of Panthers. They fight all of those combined. There's no way those T-34s will win. It would be like the UNSC sending a couple frigates in to fight a capital ship. It's not going to work. Or maybe in better lines, maybe let's just say a handful of frigates versus about a, we'll say a dozen Corvettes type Covenant ships. It's not going to go well. It's not. Hey, there's my Halo lore. I can kind of name a few. Now, luckily, this is a perfect example. It's by itself. T-34s are overwhelming it. It has a perfect shot on rear armor, so most of the time it can pen. It does occasionally bounce off the back, but most of the time can definitely pen. Additional T-34 would help come over. Panther's still getting some good shots on the T-34, and the Panther is in a good... Well, okay, it's still alive. Will it survive for much longer? I don't know. I do know the artillery in this region by zeroing is killing a lot of his forces. Panther might escape. T-34 needs to go kill that thing before it does. T-34 coming in to help against the bunker. While the second one bounces off the Panther. I think he just realized it's still alive. Meanwhile, Panther's running into the own artillery while the zeroing is hitting the building and the engineers, which might die. Luckily, Greyshot or mine or something kills it. Not entirely sure. I think it was a mine. And Panthers pull on back. Oh my god, after trying to save their best buddy, but they did at least throw the Soviets through a loop. Oh my god, you sucks lost a ton of men in that. He only has 2 frontline units. Meanwhile, in the north, we have a Panzer IV fighting an Su-85. Panzer IVs can win. I know that's unpopular to say that, but they absolutely can win. Unfortunately, you just need to do a nice little ring around the rosy action on this thing, and you got it. Now, again, your micro has to be very good, and you have to make sure you're supported. Having essentially penal troops equipped with Panzer Shreks and also guards troops, not going to put you in the optimal situation. In fact, quite the opposite. Also, man, you suck at aiming because you have missed so many shots against this Su-85. But hey, that's RNG sometimes. Sometimes you literally whiff it as hard as you freaking can, even under the best circumstances. German army, by the way, is, I believe, low 60s. Allies are currently in the I would say mid-60s. So it's still very close. The biggest issue I'm finding right now is the Panther army. Stuka, by the way, up to 42 kills. So it's ranking up pretty damn quick. So we have 6 Panthers on the field. VP point-wise, though, Allies doing a very good job at making the Axis feel it pretty damn hard. And also are getting a ton of AT lined up and ready to go. So at least they can deal with it. Because, look, they have so many AT guns. It is ridiculous in this front. So at the very least, if the Panthers do charge, there should be enough AT located across the Allied line that they can light those suckers up like the 4th of July. Now, Panthers also do have some veterancy, and if they get the Vet 2, they'll get some armored skirts. Su-85 trying to put some shots in. Nice shots from the anti-armor groups coming in from the north and south on those Panthers. They're going to have some issues. Unfortunately, I don't see any... Oh, wait, we have one, but they don't have the sticky satchel, unfortunately. They are getting some nice shots on one Panther. Unfortunately, more showing up. A nice shot with the Su-85. Panzer IV getting behind it, though. Other Su-85 is going to need to come in to assist. Additional guards are still putting pressure. Nothing on the Panzer IV I can see, but Flamethrower unit is killing the Grenadiers, which is doing this suicidal charge. He's about to lose 2 Vet 3. He does lose 2 Vet 3 units. Plane crash in the background. Panzer IV getting a great shot on the Su-85, knocking out its main engine. Flamethrower now active, probably switched to a 45mm gun. He is still going in for it. I don't know what his target would be. The Su-85 over here is protected by guard troops, so that would be a suicide mission. Luckily, the T-guns are moving on in, and the Su-85 gets one last shot and kills the Panzer IV. So, not a total loss for the Allies. They at least got the killer of the Su-85, though it does suck they lost that. Because overall, the Axis can afford to lose units, at least in terms of fuel. The Allies seriously cannot. While the Axis gain control of this VP and also start to press up the hill a little bit, but a Soviet counterattack's coming on in with PPSHs and Penals. And again, conscripts can be used for close range, while you have the Penals better at, well, longer ranges with guards troops, especially better at killing infantry and armor alike. Su-85 trying to pop some shots. Artillery might be a good idea, but the artillery is actually focused somewhere else. It is killing this MG, most likely trying to uproot it so that way they can take mid. You just need a good shot inside. That was pretty close, not on target, but still. Panzer Grenadiers need to pull back a little bit. Panthers repositioning. We have an elephant on the field now. Mr. Fish did lose one of his Panthers, so he's down to 5 Panthers on the field. We're about to get 6 via the OKW. Hold on. Yeah, we're about to have 6 Panthers again very shortly. So in case you missed it, don't worry. Well, more Panthers. Let's see. Penals and MG moving on in. We have a plane crash over in this region. Good anti-air. Again, always important that someone call out the fact I am getting anti-air. And if you have a Soviet, typically try to choose them because A, they get a lot of munitions, typically, and B, another main thing is their anti-air. I don't understand why, but it is, in my opinion, the best anti-air in the game. I love the Soviet anti-air. It is a little bit weaker, but it's definitely very good at killing planes very quickly. As we just saw, just watch out for possibly falling planes toward your units. That's the only thing. Unfortunately, the Panthers are having some issues with the Su-85, but the infantry are taking the point nonetheless, and he has mostly Pioneers, which I'm assuming is meant to heal his stuff. It looks like an IL-2 bomb strike came on in. Panzerwerfer kind of missing the mark on a few targets. More German forces, tons of armor up north. Holy God. They're seriously moving in everything in a big effort to push the Allies off the VP and keep them off. Even though the Axis currently have it, the Allies are just prepping for a counter. Bringing in AT guns, you got the KV on standby. Middle is going to the Axis, so they're getting 45 to 57 fuel per turn. Hot dang, that is kind of horrifying in my opinion. But the nice thing is they have a ton of Panthers, which combined with all their MGs and just normal coaxial machine guns, and you're seeing a lot of Allied troops really suffering. Also combined mortar support and everything else that they possibly have in the region, and yeah, there's some issues. Again, these guys can call in the heavy mortar or call in everyone, you know, in the area to be like, hey, hit this area for, I believe it's free. So there you go, or like free for all of them to use that action to call it in. Oh, sniper so low. Yep, not paying attention. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 snipers. Panzerwerfer coming on in. Misses the penals, but does get a nice... Oh, wait, never mind. We got a great hit by the random shot or two on those units. Possibly mid would be a good position to take. Anyway, that would be a positive. MG would be a little better as well. Placed if this was a medical. I don't know why it was an MG. Seems like a little overkill, in my opinion. Panzergrenadiers in the north. Great kill by the guard troops in the penals. Panzergrenadiers, I'm assuming, trying to get a kill on the Su-85. Not worth it by itself, so yeah, I want to retreat it. Might be able to do some serious damage on the retreat, however, from the guards and the penals, respectively. So at least they'll be able to weaken that down. Not kill it, but definitely weaken it. Penals moving on in. I'm assuming they were trying to hopefully throw a satchel on the elephant. Just no cigar on that one. Panzerwerfer firing. And we're seeing a kill a little bit. Soviets are preparing a massive attack down south, and it looks like the opening area is clear with the MG being decrewed. Right now, You Sucks is pretty much has to hold the line. Pack 43 is being developed. We're mainly dealing with T-34, so I think the Panther, if it was used correctly, could hold. What he really needs is just more infantry on the front. Like what does he have to guard? Okay, the Panzer headquarters, and then I'm assuming the bunker in the north, and then flak. Okay, so he has stuff to hold the infantry. His main concern is armor. He does have an artillery piece, though. It's 11 kills. Maybe you might want to target... Hold on. Oh, they did. They killed it. Good, good, good. Okay. I was worried there. I was like, did they kill it? Yeah, they did. IL-2 bomb strike gets a nice shot on the elephant. We also have an MG right there. We have a couple mines that blew up in the region, as we can tell. So at least it delayed the Germans for a good amount of time while the Soviets continue to hold the munitions and get that glorious resource. Though Sigma is still getting a ton of resources right now and still at 56 overall munitions per turn, beating the Allies. Allies could definitely use some caches. Ollie could put that down, or you know, in the gang, I said gangster. That's not right. Gister, he has a 1. I'm calling it an I. Gister and SWAT could also put down a cache if he wanted to. Though I'm assuming he's saving up for a IS-2. Well, maybe not. He's not pop cap, so maybe he just got a KV-8 and said, I'm good with an AT line. I'm fine with this. I think maybe the AT... Oh my god, he has so many AT guns. Dear lord. Su-85 backing on up. Arm-piercing rounds. I love it. It's being activated against the Panther. Does a little bit of damage, not too much. Penals going in on the side. I believe they have double Panzer Strikes, which is, again, equally hilarious. They have that. But they're pushing back the Panthers and doing some damage. So overall, not a bad maneuver right there. Allies will hold on to this VP and put continued pressure on the Germans, which are already at a deficit in the overall VP. Something happened up north, and Su-85 died. I don't see a Pack 43 or anything, so I'm assuming it was a teller of some sort, maybe? Unsure about that. So in any case, Su-85 is on standby. Let's see, Panthers looking pretty good. We got 4, holy god, 5 Panthers, 2 elephants? Jesus, that's a lot of armor moving up for the Germans. That should be enough to break the Allied or the Soviet armor. The infantry is a bigger issue, though. The infantry, they have to really watch out for. They have another Panther in development? My god. So many. Ostwind helping clear the infantry, so that actually will do quite a bit. Let's see. MG's kind of guarding here. So many MG bunkers still alive. My god, the bunker spam is real. He pushed up with his Panther against the Soviet line. That was a mistake. Oh my god, was it a bad idea? Because he does. I mean, let's Pack 43. Does he have mines? He has nothing to stop a Soviet advance. This Panther's still charging. I don't know why it's charging. Would he sacrifice that on purpose? Maybe he sacrificed that on purpose? Maybe. Also, he has 2 artillery guns, which are now opening fire against the Allied line, which, okay, actually got a kill because he's not moving it. So, was it Geister? I would pull your forces up, kind of get out of there. Also, Axis, I would try to grab this fuel, as there's really nothing stopping you. There's a lot of AT guns, but not a lot of Soviet MGs. Holy god, there's a lot of... yeah, like, again, SWAT, Jesus. Someone told him, get AT guns. He's like, okay. And then someone's like, how many did you get? And I said, and then he just literally replied, enough. Enough. Great job with the artillery officer killing the MG. Also, we got some strike coming in, which is Sternvik strike, plus fire coming down. So they're going to drop holy hell on them. Half-track should heal them, though, if they maybe can give him side. Oh, my God. He can't move, and there's fire down. Oof. He's going to die. Oh, my God. He just ran over him. Just great work right there, man. Well, he didn't die from the Soviets. He died from German malfunction. That's what we'll tell his loved ones. That's better, right? Ocwieja shoots down the planes, but the armor is coming on in, and I love this movement because they're kind of blocking it. Great shot! He went in for a heal, but the Panzer Grenadiers now are dead, which will remove the capabilities of the Su-85 to be taken out. Ocwieja's down a pickle with the amount of AT forces there, although there is a ton of armor deploying. Lots of Panthers rapidly moving in. Breakthrough, unfortunately, the breakthrough. Frag bomb, unfortunately, misses. Penal's, I'm assuming, trying to throw a satchel, but alas, unable to. Although more Penal's kind of rushing on in. Oh my God. This is a massive push right now. So many Panthers are rushing through the north. Can the Soviets hold them back? So, alright, the satchel was a misfire. It did not hook onto him. Ocwieja, though, died, so that's one German loss. We have an airstrike coming on in. Infantry on the retreat. Hold on. Another Su-85, but Allied planes are ahead. Stormvik strike, but again, only targets infantry. One Su-85 dead. Guards troops opening fire. This one, oh my God, decrewed over the point. He's blitzing away, though. No satchels to stop him. Plane crash almost kills this Penal. 3 Panthers on the north. Placing a minefield up here, not a bad idea. Panther's still alive. He's trying to kill it. Panzerwerfer might be going in for a close range hit. Stuka coming in. Great shot hitting that unit. Panzerwerfer, a little damage, not too much. Su-85, though, kills the Panzerwerfer. Again, way too close without support. And Axis forces. What is this elephant doing? Oh my God, he is being utterly surrounded by a ton of guards forces, though the Panthers are coming in to save their best buddy. Oh my God, the Penals are like, come here, we need to give you a present. It starts with an S. Panther going around. Again, they're still doing a decent amount of damage just by MGs. But again, that's by having a lot of them over here. Smoke going down from the artillery officer. He's still trying to give chase on it. I mean, he's gotten 16 kills. Unfortunately, he might die, unfortunately. But the satchel did go off, and it might actually hurt too. Does hurt too, plus artillery is coming down on that position, which is actually doing quite a bit. I think all 3 are currently firing at that position. Hold on. 1, 2 is firing over there. Yeah, okay, so they were hitting that region. It doesn't matter if they didn't kill him. The elephant is extremely weak, and the Germans will have to organize all their engineers to come quickly heal it. They have 4, though, so he's pumped and ready to go for them. It's still, unfortunately, a situation where it's like, God dang it. Yeah, another Panther in the south, so he did not get a King Tiger, which I thought he might, judging by how he just blindly sacrificed the unit. Artillery has been holding the Soviets back in the south. Unfortunate, but at the very least, it's working. Su-85 moving on in, but the PaK-43 will tear him to shreds if they get sight. Although flares overhead, which makes the mortar likely dropping that so they could see. PaK-43 opening fire, half dead already. Gonna need to get the hell out of there. We have more guard troops in the north. The MG bunker, though, is doing its job and keeping the infantry back, along with some infantry moving on in. Elephant's almost healed up to about a quarter left that needs to be done. Soviets pushing in mid, but more bunkers, because everyone loves a good bunker. Hold on. Stuka firing. I honestly don't know, but for heals, this Panther is actually becoming operational fairly shortly. And again, the fact that there is a Soviet Panther is just... it's what the doctor ordered. I think. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. So, it might be the Soviets' best shot of actually countering the Panther spam, ironically, because again, they can kind of use this to kind of hunt down other Panthers, or they dies instantly. I don't know, but hopefully they get repaired and get the hell out of there, as the Panthers are starting to mobilize and starting to get back on track. This gentleman, by the way, has 3 Panthers and Elephant. This gentleman has 2 Panthers and Elephant. The unit's almost healed. Under the wire, it gets repaired. Guard troops opening fire. Panther opening fire. Needs to get the hell out of there. It is fighting a 2v1 battle. Though Satchel going off great use. Panzer Grenadiers going to fire some shots on target, but alas, just out of range. Good satchel, though, kept the Panthers back. Elephant, additional Panthers rolling on in. Gonna need to bring in something. We do have Su-85s and AT in the north. They probably need to redistribute some of those AT guns here, though at least the Panther force has been reduced by 1 in terms of overall effectiveness. That leaves 4 more to go. Soviets need to bring up something as infantry barely hold them back. I love it. It's MG42. They brought her from earlier when they got toasted. We have a strike coming on in. I believe that's an IL-2 bomb strike. No, it's fire. Damn, why? I'm going to test that in the future. Does fire kill them? I absolutely need to test that. It will probably be an incredibly short video, but by God, I need to test that. Anyway, so, yeah, conscripts taking the north, which is going to help put additional pressure on the the Germans, if they can do so. Minefields blew up a little bit, but so far they're doing okay. Again, most of the armor is in mid. Panthers, though, will probably need to redistribute to deal with that KV-8. Although there are troops on standby to stop them. And these guard troops are getting a ton of energy. Give it up to Ollie and as well, give it up to Panzerwerfer over here for having a lot of really good troops just holding the line. Artillery's returning fire. Again, we have 3 of them. That might be a little bit overkill, but at the very least, it is doing work. Like, as much as I dislike artillery spam, at the very least, he's doing it like as a more like a creeping barrage just on the outskirts of the German line. So if they try to push up or take the point, they'll be under fire. And unfortunately, it's a little friendly fire action right now. But I understand, I get what he's trying to do with it. Su-85 getting the hell out of there after the Elephant and everything else fired. This Panther is dead. Oh my God, it just got up to Vet 3. It just got promoted. That was the last day before retirement. Anyway, infantry moving on in. I'm assuming for a satchel. Unfortunately, needs a PTRS rifle to do that. And unfortunately, has double Panzer Strike. Again, hilarious in my book. AT guns are being healed up and moved up to the front to hold back these guys, although just slightly out of range. Panthers still doing quite a bit of damage, though artillery is now opening fire on them because they just keep hovering over this region. Infantry is very weak. We'll probably need to pull back. Slowly does, but the Panthers are weak enough that at least they did their job until the additional armor comes on in, which is the Panther and the Su-85. Panther coming on in, fighting a wounded German Panther, and now we got a Panther fight in the north. A true Panther battle. Although this one is actually diving. Maybe against these, I would highly recommend you do not do that, as another Panther is moving on in. Oh, they're killing the bunker in the meantime. They're like, oh, it's only a Panther, it's fine. Wait, why is there a Panther shooting our own men? This Panther is immediately realizing the situation. Does get a first shot on the new one, but it is very close to veterancy, so it might get up to vet 1 and then be able to blitz away, which would be hilarious. Panther does not return fire. Meanwhile, the 2 Panthers in mid are still chopping away at the infantry. Again, a weakness to the infantry is the fact that armor can take a lot more hits than they can, but in numbers, the infantry can do quite well for themselves if they have enough rifles and such. I don't think these have any PTRS rifles. They're mainly designed against anti-infantry, while this one is designed against anti-armor. But still, whatever the case may be. We got a German strafing run coming on in. Also down south, the Panther died again. I guess he charged the line, which, again, the fact that artillery, he's gone 3 artillery pieces right now. This is so dumb and stupid, it's not even funny. There's also a Pac 43 in mid, so they're really fortifying this location with all the fucking bunkers. Like seriously, that's ridiculous. Now, luckily, his T-34 is like, hey guys, what if we just charge the line? Stuka, by the way, 52 kills. Maybe it's a little too close for its own comfort. Panzer Headquarters is opening fire. Pack Gun is redistributing to hit target. Unfortunately, it needs to hit the T-34 in order to be somewhat effective. Unfortunately, having issues with that. Soviets coming on, stopping the Germans from capping the point. 1 T-34 is dead thanks to the Pac-43. Up to Vet 2 now. Probably going to get up to Vet 3 at this rate. So again, rate of fire, weapon control, and then target weak point. And like halfway to Vet 3. Panzer Headquarters opening fire on that. We also have an artillery piece, which I'm assuming might target... yeah, these other artillery pieces in the back, which is a good kill. Hopefully this guy learns to get a... oh, never mind. He's hit the T-34, instantly backs up. This needs heals, but at least he killed 2 of the T-34. So Yeah, that situation. Now, luckily, it was bad enough to where he pinged his allies to bring up additional armor. He's just going to pull valuable resources away from the north. Yeah, I don't know why this Panther's moved. Oh, nice! He's firing through the ground. Unfortunately, I've had 2 Panthers coming on this one. Blitz away, man, Ollie. Get that Panther away. Oh, it bounced. Thank God. All right. KV8's trying to do what it can, but it's hiding behind the building to burn the MG. Brumbar taking a lot of hits from the AT gun. Zeroing is now in effect for this whole region, so Ollie's AT guns are in a predicament. Luckily, they did kill Brumbar before they had to retreat, and they are pulling back now, though the artillery is currently hitting him, but most of the men are outside the zone, so good. Let's see, we had a small push with a Panther in mid, because of course, why not? They did kill, hold on. Did they kill the AT gun? I think killed the AT gun. Large Panther force in the south, and we've seen, oh my God, Katyusha's dead. Oh no. Oh no. Jister is now deploying a mass amount of T-34s. I don't see any mines down, but he has a ridiculous amount of munitions. So him and SWAT, I'm like, okay, you guys should have mined up your respective corridors, because Ollie and them are doing everything they possibly can. Now it looks like with bombing strikes, stuff like that, they're finally able to kind of push up a little bit. But these guys still have a majority of their armor with 3 Panthers and 1 Elephant, respectively. So much so, the Panthers are now in the Soviet base. But I think this is a little bit of a Hail Mary gone wrong, because the problem is the Soviets not like out of resources or something. He's pumping out T-34s right now. And those are fresh T-34s pumping out while these Panthers are here. And the Panthers are not exactly going to hit anything too valuable. You got maybe an anti-air gun over here, but it's not worth sending your Panthers in to die, which is exactly what's happening. The guard troops are currently tearing them to shreds. Now, maybe if you snuck up from behind and killed something, that would be great, but the Soviets have already realized what's going on, and also great satchels. So there goes another Panther. So, yeah, that huge Panther force is about to go down the drain really freaking hard. Now, luckily, again, Su-85 is still having a hard time keeping up. Anti-air might die, which would be a plus, and artillery could be crippled, which is, again, a huge plus. Although that just decrewed it, so they could always reman it. Jesus Christ, planes just trying to open the corridor. Su-85 very, very close to knocking out that Panther, although I think the Penals might. Oh, okay, never mind, good kill. Su-85 very low with the Vet 3. Another Su-5 hitting it. He's trying to blitz away, but he's literally walking into a firing line. AT gun position to kill the Panther. So, yeah. They had another Panther kind of waiting for it to come out the other side. Now, they made a hell of a journey, but the damage they did was very minuscule overall. Though the Germans do have a ton of resources. If we look at Nub, he has a lot of manpower and fuel, respectively. Unfortunately, Mr. Fish is not in that situation. Instead, he's like, okay, I'm just going to get a bunch of Panzerwerfers. We'll see if that's effective, but at the very least, Nub still has his Panther army, and he can easily deploy more Panthers in the meantime. So, kind of one of those things where it's kind of horrifying in the grand scheme of things. Now, it looks like we have artillery coming in from the Soviets. Good use of it. The Panthers are grouped up, so it makes sense to kind of use combined arms with AT and artillery and whatnot to drive them back. Down south, looks like the Germans are still holding this sector, though again, Stern Pioneers need to make a quick move over here. I guess they're slowly healing the things over here, but yeah, I don't know why he's not moving. This guy should know what he's doing, so the fact he's not doing anything is kind of astounding to me. Now, the Soviets did take this point, and they're putting more pressure on the Germans for the time being. German army needs healed in the meantime, but there is a decent amount of artillery from the Soviets at least firing, because now they have 4 RD guns. Now remember, population has decreased slightly, so that's about 52 population rather than 60, so that allows him to get additional squad. Now it looks like, what does the Panzerwerfer is mainly focused on the guards troops, because they're going to get infantry and armor with their DPs. Kind of like a general all-around good unit, but no, this one's actually pretty damn great. Now, there is something here. We have a artillery officer focusing there. We have a frag bomb to try to kill the anti-air gun that's been killing so many planes, but alas, unable to. Artillery officer, it looks like it's going to escape, and even with all that fuel that Sigma's gone up, he is unfortunately unable to really deploy a ton of units right now, so that is kind of unfortunate. Actually, Soviets doing a damn good job at not only retaking the northern area, but kind of sending in a ton of forces to kind of help close this up. Hopefully, maybe even grabs an MG to kind of stop infantry from moving on in. Also, nice kill. Bunker somehow still alive. Go figure. Seriously, go figure. Elephant is there, but artillery's kind of focusing. And that's the problem with fortification, is the artillery counter that if the Soviets have, they could use on you. Although it looks like the Germans are really dialing up the Panzerwerfers a bit, so we'll see. That's 4 Panzerwerfers right now. You know, if Panthers don't win you the day, go Panzerwerfers. I wonder if they got that idea from literally the guy. Once again, we have another Panther charge, but I don't know. Like, are you trying to hit this? Then you're going to need Frag Bomb or Stuka Bomb, neither of which you currently have. So I'm unsure. Maybe the Panther is just trying to focus on the artillery. That's great, but again, we can see here the Soviets have plenty of AT guns. This guy had a few more that apparently got decrewed, but whatever. T-34 hitting mid, Pak-43 redistributing to hit said unit. Again, most likely T-34 is going to die, which is unfortunate, but at least good use of the Pak-43 to keep the armor back. Meanwhile, this thing is trying to kill the artillery, but kind of missing a little bit. Panther is coming over to finish off this loner, which, again, great use of it. Use the Panther to kind of help keep other Panthers at bay from escaping. Guards troops holding the line. We have this guy sending up his Vet 4 Stern Pioneer squad. Jesus, please keep that alive. You put a lot of work into that, and I feel like there's some things down south you really need to get heals plus free fuel. I'm just saying. We have recon overhead, so maybe they're going to try to use the remaining bits, which, by the way, they have a decent amount of artillery. I don't think it has necessarily the range to hit most of that stuff. Mostly. But they do have artillery to kind of hit some of it. And it looks like this guy is starting his own RD war. So, really weird on US sucks deploying that much fortification. I know he went fortification, but it is still a little weird. As a good strike force defeating the Soviets down here and kind of helping out would really help. Especially if you can kind of take this territory and over here and drive the Soviets kind of to their base. Even mining this up would be incredibly impactful. But instead, he's rushing up a Panther to kind of go in the middle of this. Think he's going to help. And a Panther and a bunch of AT guns just annihilated it. This Panther, by the way, is up to Vet 2. Which, not the highest vetted Panther on the field, but getting close to it, I'll say that. Meanwhile, artillery is currently hitting this region, but Elastic Katyusha's having artillery having a little bit of an issue, as they're literally hitting everything around it other than hitting it directly, which, again, is kind of hilarious in my book. I was really hoping that last shot would prove me wrong, but nope, hitting everywhere around it. So, Elephant, Vet 2, so it's actually getting quite a bit. Holy crap, we have 4 Panzerwerfers now. Oh my god, guys, just all the artillery right now, just all of it's needed. Anyway, Panthers, though, still on the field, though nice kill on the Panzerwerfer by the Guards troops. We have 3 Panthers still active, plus the Elephant. Artillery still in the region. The Germans are still trying to hold with whatever they can. Airstrike coming on in. That is an IL-2 bomb strike, ladies and gentlemen, from the back. So with it being buttoned, it's going to move very slowly, which should allow the IL-2 to hit it. And it brings it down to an incredibly low amount of health. Now, unfortunately, not a killing blow, but definitely a crippling blow to pull it back for much needed repairs. Otherwise, one good shot and this thing is a goner. Maybe 2. But consecutive fire, definitely. I like also as a Panzerwerfer on standby. Like, yeah, you know, just in case. If it dies, we'll get a new one. Half-track having some issues. Bit ballsy move to kind of just rush through an AT line with a half-track. But he managed to get through. Firing Panzer Shreks, managed to kill the anti-air. I don't know if that's worth losing all of that, but at the very least you'll have an increased amount of population, because right now you have 7 units on the field. Jesus Christ, Sigma. So now Sigma has no army, but tons of fuel. Sucks has another Panther force in development and most of his fortifications, including the pack gun, which is really what's holding him back. Why does he keep rushing in? Like, I get using it to kill the AT guns here, but by itself with no infantry is baffling to me. Because right now, by itself, this AT gun, because of this conscript fire using AT grenade, could theoretically kill it. Like, I would not be that surprised. Meanwhile, we have the Soviets still prepping a huge armor force. Again, something here doesn't fit, but, you know, it's fine. It's okay. So, right now, they have more than enough AT to deal with it, plus an IS-152, very good at killing infantry and armor alike, so if they move up whatever infantry they have left, it's probably going to blow up. Now, the Panzerwerfers are also in a predicament, because they keep moving them very close to the front. Once you fire them, immediately pull them back, unless they're trying to do this huge thing where we're trying to lure them into one climactic battle, so that way they can Panzerwerf their entire army in one go. Sure, I mean, that could theoretically work. The Japanese also tried that decisive battle method, and yeah, it didn't go their way. Now, again, they might be initiating it now. We have 4 Panthers fighting the one. Luckily, again, using its speed does manage to pull on back, although the Panthers are now reeling in. Maybe they're trying to just go for that Panther. IS-252, it's equipped with armor piercing, so it can pen those armored units. Nice satchel, blows up the artillery officer. He doesn't exactly have anything else to bring to the table. Mr. Fish is, oh boy, firing those Panzerwerfers in mass. Are they all in one area? That is how you... Okay, no, he's separating them. Okay, zeroing is now in effect. Also, they hit here. Okay, so it's a little more peppered. I was going to say that. I swear, if it was only one area, it would have been bad. Now, unfortunately, they're trying to make this great breakthrough attempt. They're sending in all their Panthers and zeroing. Zeroing should be moved up a little bit more. Good, again, coming in from multiple angles like that. Panthers actually busting through, getting a couple kills. One died, but a lot of the S-285s died. They need to focus on these two, but there's so many AT guns right now that the Panthers are just being destroyed. Other Panther going in. Oh my god, he just ran him over. No! Oh, the Panthers survived. The S-285's got its back. Artillery, though, is coming on in. Unfortunately, that's actually kind of hurting some of the Panthers a little bit. The other one died, and this one is now moving back. That is a lot of armor they wasted, and unfortunately, while it was a deep battle, I don't think... Yeah. It unfortunately just wasn't enough. It was not enough, unfortunately. So... Well, let's see. S-285 is moving on in, and now the Germans have nothing. The Soviets realize, okay, we can go break them. Nice kill on the Panzerwerfer. That was a breakthrough attempt as bad as Kursk. Guys, we're gonna send all our Panthers through, and they just couldn't pen the lines. They just couldn't get in there. Elephant, so why wasn't the Elephant committed to that? I'm so confused on that. Why wasn't the Elephant committed to that push? Actually, speaking of which, where's that other Elephant? Oh, I guess it died. Okay. Sure. I guess maybe it died back at base or something? On repairs? Whatever the case may be, is now an entire Panzerwerfer army. So, artillery spam. But they tried. They honestly tried. Unfortunately, the Soviets were just too dug in and well in place, or entrenched, for them to really break anything. Panzerwerfer actually hitting the Elephant, which is sad enough. Oh my god. They're trying. They're really trying to hit anything. But these Panzerwerfers are whiffing it so incredibly hard that after all of that, none of them achieve Vet 1. None of them. Also, I love how this guy's up here. Like, yeah, I'll help out the north. You guys suck. You know, you have to do something. And this guy down south can't even hold this. Like, they finally broke through all this guy's defenses. Finally. I mean, good job. At least you did at the end. Alright. But, yeah, it's GG. That's essentially the slow wear and tear of the German army until it had nothing left. They had advantage for a decent amount of time. And I honestly thought they had something there. Again, Ollie stealing the Panther, priceless. Gotta give it up to that. But, overall, damage report. Yeah, Sigma bits. Oh boy. Not doing especially well, which is kind of hilarious because he had the most resources, kind of coming on in, but yeah, didn't use them as effectively as he possibly could. Most damage on the Axis team was Mr. Fish. He had some good plays. You Sucks was close behind. I'm assuming his Pac 43 was the main deal, and also that artillery that kind of just kept pounding the Soviet line. Oh, now he gets a King Tiger. I just saw that in the left-hand corner. By the way, Ollie, thank you for submitting this replay. Thank you so very much for being an awesome Patreon supporter this month. You are incredible. So thank you so much for your amazing support. And to all my patrons as well. Yeah, he got most damage, but most kills goes to the Panzerwerfer gentleman. And yeah, he and them, like, his guards troops was what really did it. If kind of just give a little shout out to them. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Penals got 56, but how much... Okay, the guards troops did way more damage to vehicles than infantry. Just combined. The Penals just a little more to infantry. Although, not a lot of units. Not a lot of units under his control. Though they did, again, he used his artillery effectively by pushing back the armor. I did like that. That was a really good use of artillery. And which is why they, even though they didn't get many kills, it's why they got a lot of veterancy. Is their main priority objective, okay, this one got quite a bit. But their main objective was keep the armor from like grouping up and then just smashing them when they did. And the Axis kept doing that. And that kind of screwed them over. So good use of that. And, yeah, those caused delays. Wow, this is actually really sounding like Kursk. That caused delays, which unfortunately kept the German armored group back, which gave time for the Soviets to reman and refortify the area, which is why they almost never lost, for at least long periods of time, maybe a quick second, but never for, like, more than 5 minutes, any of these sectors. So really good. Down south, it was a bit more of a clusterfuck, I'll be honest. Gister and Swat were kind of like the more... I would say. They definitely lost more, while these Soviets are closer to... Oh, okay, not closer, but did better, I would say, overall. But yeah, let's see. Ollie, what was your best unit? Yours best was the Su-85. Geister, T-34. Oh my god, lost so many. But you know what? Their sacrifice was worth it, kind of. AT guns, again, you kind of spammed those. Not bad. You did cover a large area, so I can't doubt you for that. Sigma, yeah, Panzer Grenadiers. A lot of fails in those pushes. Panzerwerfer spam. Panthers did pretty well, but he fully invested in Panzerwerfers, which I think was not the best move. Fun fact, don't spam units. Have a nice variety. That typically works a lot better. Anyway, even the guard troops, I could say, mixed up with penals and stuff like that. Like, mix up with something. All right, more Panthers. Oh, boy. And then U.S. sucks. Panther, actually, but he lost 6 of them. Jesus. Artillery, though, did pretty well, at least holding it back the Soviets. So, good job there. But anyway, guys, that's game. I want to thank you for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe for more content in Greyshot Productions. But otherwise, Greyshot17, we'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before you go, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons, these awesome people that include Jakub, Ace, Ion, JustThomasPlays, Ollie, Pyroshark, Joey G240, and Milam. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. You guys are amazing. Same thing with my patrons down below. You guys support the channel so much, and I wouldn't be here without you. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see you all next time.